Hi, this is Wayne from Inkish TV and Printing Connect Online at the IST UV Days. I now have the pleasure to be with Jochen Christiaens from Imagexpert. Jochen, really nice to meet you.
Nice seeing you again, Wayne. Nice
So,
being here.
You're at the IST UV Days. Is this the first time you've been to this event?
With Imagexpert, yes. I've been here in the past as well.
Right,
Okay. It's a very famous and well-known conference or event, if you want, such way.
And we're coming to the end of the second day. How's it been for you?
It's been very interesting. Nonetheless, it's UV, but still there's lots of people with other kinds of applications as well.
Yeah, of course.
So it's good, and it's good to see that there's good interest in inkjet as well.
Yes.
It's not just the analog processes, which is predominant here.
Yeah.
But still, we see a lot of interest in the inkjet application as well. Yeah.
I mean, before we come on camera, we was having a chat about your system, and you was giving them. I mean, it's quite fascinating, really. It's a part of the industry that probably not a lot of people are aware of.
Absolutely.
That OEMs and ink manufacturers have to go through a process of ink delivery.
Exactly.
Maybe you want to just tell our viewers a little bit more about your system and what it's offering.
I'd love to. Yeah. And it's actually exactly the point where, like machine manufacturers, like the OEMs that are here, actually use our systems to actually develop and create their process and optimize it to have better jetting results, printing results. So we're in the very core R&D department of these companies.
Right.
Even machine manufacturers, as I said, ink manufacturers, coatings, paints, printed electronics. So lots of companies in different areas and industries that are using this equipment to kind of start with what we're seeing on the left side of the system is a drop watching unit that's going to be visualizing drops in flight. Is actually going to capture the drops and measure the size of the drop, the speed of the drop, and see how sustainable the jetting process is.
Right, okay.
And depending on the formulation, you'll have different effects, side effects, which you don't want, of course, in production processes. So this is going to be the first stage where you can actually optimize this jetting event itself. And once you've done that, you can actually move over to the right-hand side of the system where you'll be jetting onto a substrate.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see with the camera supported, if you want, to analyze the print quality. So we're actually looking at the micron exactly on how much your ink is flowing on the substrate. So you can do process development. And that's where IST comes in with the UV curing, UV LED curing. We put those lamps at the back of this stage so people can actually print their UV ink, cure it, and see how well the curing is, how well the bleeding is of the ink, how the interaction is of substrate and ink. These kind of things. That's done with our systems, basically.
So you can replicate this on a lot of substrates, can you?
Absolutely. Yeah. We can go from glass to films, plastics, papers, anything that's actually used in the industry. We have versions where we have a vacuum table, like we've got here. So you can actually easily fix the material to it. So even if you're printing at high speeds, 2 meters a second, it's not going to fly off the stage at the end. And then in the end, we also have roll-to-roll systems where you can actually go from a really big web system and have a drop watcher next to it as well. So go to small size, pilot size production as well.
Right, the way through the full production.
Exactly. So early stage development.
So I sat in one of the conference sessions yesterday, and I understand that you're working with Ricoh about delivering coatings.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's a step, isn't it?
Yes, and that's a fascinating thing. We've all come from, like it's shown here next to us, the graphics applications, right? Sign display is where we come from. But a lot of it, inkjet printhead development has been done in the past few years, especially with more focus on higher viscosity ink versions. And that's going into very special application areas. And that's also where Ricoh comes up with new printheads and other manufacturers as well. But in the case of Ricoh, with IST, with Meteor, and us, we've done a collaborative approach to the European Coding Show. Where usually it's a chemistry-oriented show, and people there, or suppliers there, they're actually very much into chemistry, formulation of things, and don't really occupy themselves too much with technology and inkjet. So that was a common approach there, and like here as well, we also got Ricoh printheads on the system, just showing the people a little bit how things work, what influencing factors you can have, and that we can actually support.
Because that would open up a whole new world, wouldn't it? If they don't drop it anyway, but I mean, that would open a whole new world for it.
Absolutely. We see lots of customers, new customers to us with our systems. They're doing really fascinating things. And these things are coming in the next few years. We'll see them coming in the market. And that's just showing that inkjet as a technology really is something for the future. And it's
Right.
going to be going into lots of more areas than just like graphics and
Right.
beautiful colors
Yeah.
if you want.
So it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely,
is
yes,
it, for
absolutely. Some diving deeper already, and
Yeah.
that's using high viscous, larger drops, larger dosing volumes.
Yeah.
So it's really fascinating to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fascinating product, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more from you. But
definitely hope to.
have a great show. And,
Thank you.
Thanks very much for your
Thanks
time.
for the talk.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jochen.
Thanks, mate.